and I continue to fail. It's like I feel like I have this bar set so high that I can never reach it. Well guys, welcome to the vlog this week. Let me tell you, we have been keeping the roads hot between our house and Mom's assisted living place. I believe she is all set up and has everything she needs now. We're still working on a few things like getting her favorite Hallmark channel, but for now, I'm going to call this move complete, and we are going to mark this one off the list and put it in the books. Let me tell you, we are exhausted. We're trying to work through that. We have missed our babies at home. They are wondering where on earth we've been, but we have been trying to work in Mom's old house, you know, the villa, as well as her assisted living, and we have crashed hard in the bed every night, but we have tried to make ourselves a good dinner and just enjoy the evening, maybe watching a show, watching the deer roam outside. And so we have tried to spend a little bit of time at home in the evenings, and that has really helped us a lot. If you're new here, you may not know that we have deer that roam around our neighborhood all the time. They are everywhere, and it is like a little Garden of Eden. It has been a beautiful spring with the deer, and it's been so nice and peaceful to come home in the evenings and watch them while we eat dinner, you know, and they're always out in the mornings when we take the dogs out, and they hang out in our backyard. Hey guys, I did not vlog last week. You guys did not miss a beat because I had a video on decluttering in my back pocket. It gave me a break to not have as much YouTube responsibility while we were trying to get Mom set up. If you're new here, my name is Sonia. I'm married to George. We have two dogs, Dexter and Maddie, a big dog and a little dog. And we have Mama, Billie Jean. And we have been doing a series here on Mom and getting her to assisted living. And so there's a long story with that. And if you want to watch that, you can go back and look at the latest vlogs. Over the week, I will go into some details of this past week. And I don't want to overwhelm you, and I don't want to be overwhelmed myself. So we have family in town. Today, Mom has an eye appointment. So I'm going to pick her up, and we're going to go to Cracker Barrel, and then we're going to go to her eye appointment. So anyway, we're going to have hopefully a good week this week, and we'll dive into some things that are going on. We're involved still with Mom's house. We're still trying to get Mom settled in assisted living. She keeps, you know, every day there's a list of little Easter egg hunts that we have to go and find. And then hopefully those will be on the decline. There can't be a whole lot left. Still trying to work my way through the house, still working in Mom's clothes. So let's go get Mom and get this doctor's appointment done. And then I'm supposed to meet George over at Mom's old place so that we can take care of the trash. All right, let's go. Let's go get Mom. guys, well, it is Tuesday now. We have a big day planned with the grandkids. We get to see them today. They're up from Texas, my daughter and her husband and the two kids. It has been a really busy time. As you know, there was a week last week that I did not film, and honestly, it was probably good that I did not. Moods were not good. We're just trying to get the move completed. And with every day that passed, there was a long list of items that needed to be retrieved. One day we took Mom, I think it was a week after the move, we took Mom back to the house, which they say don't ever go back to the house. I just really felt like that, there were some things that she needed. And I was thinking in my head, it would be things like cosmetics or a computer cord or I don't know. I kept thinking in my head there would be all these small things that we missed because all the big things, she could have easily said that needs to go and that needs to go and that needs to go. And when we asked her, none of those things were mentioned. And so I was really shocked, when we took her back and she had, I want, those 8 very large prints to go. And I want these very large lamps to go, breakable lamps, and those 2 lamps, and that big floor lamp, and that big poodle dog, which is a statue, 4 feet high. And it was just all of these big things, that the movers should have moved. I went over the edge at that point. I was already burned out, having been a weekend, and we were moving, carloads of things, most of it smaller stuff, but yet it was filling up the car, and we were having to take these things from the car to her room, empty it, take the empty boxes back, and we were already 12 or 13 carloads in at that point. That was when she told me she wanted the Gone with the Wind things packed back up because she'd had me pack them, changed her mind, I unpacked them, and then she told me she wanted them packed up again. I had been, trying to hold in my feelings for the whole week. But I knew I was tired, and, I really didn't want to mouth off and make anyone mad. But with every carload that we took, it was kind of going through my mind, why are we doing this? I said we did not want to do this. I told Mom, we're too old. And I kept thinking, why are we moving these things when the movers were here and they could have moved these things? I'm just being honest. Those are the feelings that was coming through my mind. I kept, saying I did not want to be doing this, and here we are, and we're eating our words, and it just made me angrier with every carload. The move lasted 8 or 9 days, and honestly, the move hasn't stopped yet. We took a load over yesterday. I think yesterday was 17, and I'm not saying that these are big, huge loads, but they were, just for example, it was a load. It was 4 trips to the car and back with, you just can't carry it all. And then that was with George even using one of those racks like hotels have, that you put things on, and some of it can't be helped, like the clothes, for example. So I'm not saying this is all a bad thing, and we knew we'd have some of that, And so I'm trying to explain what we've done, basically. So we're 2 weeks in, and we are still doing Easter egg hunts daily in the house to try and find this, that, and the other. And Mom will say, oh, it's in this room and this drawer, and it's like, no, Mom, it's not anymore, because everything is being dismantled and nothing is where you thought it was. Mom told us in the very beginning, I don't want the movers to move those things. And so when the movers were there, she was very quiet, and we asked her, do you want, what do you want to move? Now's your chance, and to her defense, she later said that she didn't really know how much room she had, although she had visited the place, but she didn't really know where everything would go. And then on that day, it was her last chance to kind of say, okay, well, I think all these things will fit now. I get that. I mean, I'm not heartless, but at the same time, we had scheduled the mover to do 2 moves that day for that reason. But, that day, looking back, I'm like, oh, she told us she wasn't going to have the movers move all that. She wanted us to move it, and by golly, that's what we did. Despite my trying to organize everything and make it perfect and make it easy on everyone. Long story short, the day was not pretty, and we moved one of the loads. My sister moved the other load. I think that was load 15. I don't know. I mean, I'm losing count. I remember Mom saying, I'm so sorry this move has been so complicated, and I was thinking, yeah, me too, because it could have been so much easier if we had just used the blue tape, if we had just had taken advantage of the movers and what they were there to do. And I realize a lot of you do have these types of conflicts that happen, and it's never easy. People have gotten on to me for being honest and telling the truth, and it's like, why would I hide it? Everybody knows it. It's like, it's just part of life, and we try to work through it. And I, after this move, I have a little bit of forgiveness that I'm having to work through. I love my mom. I want, I wish her well. I want things to go well. I want her to be happy. I want her to feel good. I want her to have a good rest to the end of her life. And I'm on a hamster wheel trying to make that happen. And I continue to fail. It's like I feel like I have this bar set so high that I can never reach it. I do want to talk about a few other things about the assisted living experience. So let's go to a different location for that. All right, I had to get coffee. I had worked myself up to where I just needed a second cup of coffee today, I guess. And I do want to back up and say that normally I enjoy a move. I enjoy planning. I enjoy organizing. I enjoy putting things in their place. I even enjoy the packing. I mean, like, I've always been a strange person and enjoyed moves. I just do. It's like packing, I love it. Unpacking, I love it. And setting it about. Now, I don't enjoy setting up someone else's decor and glassware like that. Mom has so much stuff that, like when we moved her into our house, we got her set up for what she needed, and then we brought in a box as she wanted it to go through. She didn't have a place to put everything. And so at some point, it just became, not a good thing to keep unpacking things because she didn't have anywhere to put it. So she was kind of upset with us during that time that we didn't just unpack the whole garage, and set everything about. But she just had so much stuff from the other house that there was just no room for it. My point is that I really enjoy organizing, and I enjoyed setting up Mom's new place and, getting her kitchenette and her bathroom and, putting her clothes in and putting everything in her dresser drawers and just trying to make it easy on her so that she can just be there and have what she needs. But then when you start adding the decor, it's like, yeah, I can do some of that, but then once the space is gone, I just can't. We're getting a little bit of a break, and I'm getting away from it. So let's talk about assisted living. And let me take a drink of coffee. All right, family will be here in about 45 minutes, but let's talk about the assisted living experience. I really think it is a good thing. We've had a couple of issues. Once we moved in, it seemed like communication was a little bit harder. For example, I sent an email on Friday. Nobody's answered it yet, and it's Tuesday. I'm a little bit concerned about that, and I did let somebody know yesterday that I hadn't received an email and that it was concerning. Well, I will say if you see them in person, you can usually get an answer. Another problem we've had is her cord, the call button, keeps falling off, and Mom told somebody a week ago, and every day I kept asking her, did they fix it? Did they fix it? So I emailed someone. I figure people in this day and age prefer email, so that they can do it in their own time, And I sent an email about that. That's the one I didn't hear back from. Yesterday, Mom told me that somebody had tried to fix it a couple of times. Well, that's the first time I'd heard about that because I kept saying, is your cord fixed? And she would say no. She didn't say that people had come to fix it and it just failed. She didn't tell me that. I just thought that nobody was doing anything about it. Communication with everybody, like Mom, and them, it's like we just need to do better. So I haven't figured out what is the best thing. Do I just need to call? Do I need to text somebody? Because email worked until we got in there, and now nobody's answering emails. So that's a problem. Oh, but yesterday I did talk with somebody about the call button, and the nurse was on it. I mean, she got up right then and went and checked on it. She said, I know what the problem is. We have one of those call buttons that has a little gap, and the cord slips out of the gap. And she said, I'll just give her a total new one, and that will solve that. And I said, okay, great, thank you. As far as the food, Mom really likes the food. She says it's not Mama's home cooking, but it's pretty good, she says. She did go to the executive director over the biscuits and toast. She said, would it be too much to ask to have them toast the toast and provide biscuits? Because, those are things people like to eat in the South. And the director said she'd see what she could do. I'm just popping in this week to kind of let you guys know how it's been going, because I know that you're following the journey, and one day we'll get back into normal mode where we're doing shopping and redecorating the house and going on trips and projects and all the things. But right now we're just in this season. We're doing a really good job in our house. I think we're on schedule with things, and it's been hard to get time to go over there because Mom has had so much attention, and because the move was just kind of a sham. It was just thwarted. We're still worn out from that. Like, I wake up in the morning after being in bed for 8 or 9 hours, and I feel like a truck ran over me. Today we've moved 17 loads. So, and I've heard your stories, and I appreciate your support, for all the things that you guys have been through. For those of you that are gonna have to go through this one day, I know that we all have different parents with different personalities. I guess the bottom line is it's never easy, and all you can do is just prepare the best way you can. Try to look at it from all angles, and people have been telling me that I shouldn't have done the 17 carloads, that we should have just said no, and I'm not that cruel of a person, and I just can't do that. It's like, I understand part of her wanting to be with her things. It's just, we had a plan in place for her to have those things, and she could have had those things on the second move, which on on the day the movers were there, they planned 2 moves so that she could do first load and see where everything fits. Second load was for everything else. I'm going to quit talking about it. But I did want to bring you guys up to speed. And this has been overstimulating for me. So I'm working through it. All right. There's a bird out there that keeps coming in. Oh, I think there's still one in here though. Yeah, there he is. They're coming in the garage doors, which are broken and not sealed off very well. They're making nests up in here because they know it's safe and it's not in the elements. And there's, oh, he popped up. There is where it is broken. There's a gap there, so they're coming in. And this has been on the list to be fixed for a very long time. And then lo and behold, mine broke. You can only open it by hand now. So I can't get out of the garage if George is not here because it's too heavy for me. Oh my goodness. The stuff going on at the house. It never ends. So much happening at one time. All right, we are at Charlie Daniels Park and the kids are playing on the playground, and then there is splash pad, and Nani is having a good time. I've got my handy dandy hats and water and just kind of holding down the fort here under the big umbrella. I did have a spider crawling on me and kind of had a little screaming match going on here between me and the spider. I won, but it is just so nice to sit out here outside, and there's some birds over here in a little built house, and at some point we'll probably get lunch. But what a perfect day. Perfect day. Wednesday, and today we're gonna go pick up my daughter, who is staying with her family at her husband's, well, let's just say her mother-in-law's house. So they've been staying over there, so we're gonna go pick her up and go to my mom's old house to see if there's anything in there that she could use. Mom has a lot of stuff in the kitchen mainly, and some glassware, you know, and just things that she can't use, household items that Katie might be able to use some of that. If not, it's going to go in the estate sale. So we're going to run over there and see. We'll also see if maybe Cody wants some of those tools. My sister has had a chance to come over and look through some things as well. We're getting close to, I would say probably in another week or two, we'll be through going through the house, and maybe next week we can actually call and have the estate sale people come in and just look at what we have. They have to determine if there is enough to have an estate sale. So my son-in-law has the boys today. You know, we spent a lot of time with them yesterday. We had a wonderful day. I will always remember that day in the park with them, and also with Anna. They got to meet their little cousin for the first time, and That was so fun. That was George's sister's grandchild. So cousins meeting for the first time. We're going to have a good day with our daughter. Also, we'll probably grab lunch and then we'll probably go see my mom because Katie hadn't done that yet. She needs to see mom before she leaves and to see her new place. All right, let's go enjoy the day. Hey guys, I am over at mom's. George and Katie and I have been here. Katie went through the house. She did get a few things. I couldn't tell you right now what they were, but she did have a few things that she could use. I think a few kitchen gadgets, maybe some knives. I was doing my own thing in the clothes closet, so I am now finished with mom's clothes. I have probably another 8 or 10 garments that I can take to her. So I found that she was in a smaller size probably several years ago, and I think there were a few of those pieces that she could still wear. That was a big win. I am now going to be working in the bedroom that she slept in. The dresser drawers there's a few drawers I haven't gone through. And then I will move to the filing cabinet and get out any papers that need to be shredded or kept. And I'm washing a load of whites. I have some more sheets that I can take her and a couple of clothes, underwear, things like that. So I have a few more days it's going to take me going through the house itself, but we're getting close to being done, and then I'm going to be ready to start in the garage. I think soon we'll be able to call the estate people. Cody has been over here. That's Katie's husband, my son-in-law, and he's going to take her toolbox. So I was really excited. Mom was wanting us to take the toolbox. Mom was the Mrs. Fix-It of the family, and my dad gave her that toolbox many years ago. So it's going to tickle her to death that someone in the family can use the toolbox. So Katie and Cody are taking that. They're trying to figure the logistics of taking it home. But anyway, I'm going to get going and get started going through these dresser drawers. I'll take you along if I find anything interesting. All right, this is what I'm working in right now. This is where Mom slept, so I'm going to be going through those dressers. Already empty. I think I went through that the other day. So yeah, there's nothing in there. What load is this?
I believe this is 16th.
Okay, yeah, it sounds about right. You know, at least at this point they're not heavy. Most of them haven't been heavy, but there's been some that were.
Yeah, I know, I carried them all.
I carried all those big prints the other day.
And your share, but I carried a lot.
All right. Hey guys, it is Friday now. Yeah, Friday, June 19th. We're moving along. We've had a great time with family. My Texas family, they're on the road back home. It was great having them here, especially while all this is going on, just to give us kind of a break. seemed like the lights are flashing or something. I don't know what's happening. I spent some time this morning, since I had some quiet time at home, to work on some things, of course, for Mom. I did set Maddie up a vet appointment. I canceled Mom's Netflix because she's not doing streaming services anymore. I got her account set up with Xfinity over the phone. I just put it in my name and my phone number so that I can deal with it easier than having to go through her stuff, which is a nightmare. But I'm finding if you start the conversation with, I've got a POA, if you want me to send it to you, we can do all that. These people don't want to have to do all that. So they're better equipped to make a decision to deal with you when you flash that card in front of their face. I don't know whether the new ones just don't know what to do with that or how to handle that, so they just try to work with you. I've found that to be the case today. I have Mom's Xfinity set up so that she can do her family Hallmark channel. There were only 3 channels that she wanted, and 2 of them were on basic cable, but this third one, it was indeed a lot of trouble, but I did have to call Xfinity, explain the situation, because the cable comes through assisted living, their account. So they were able to work with me to set up an account so that I could get Mom the expanded cable, which does have her Hallmark family channel. So the account is set up, and now I want George to go with me. Yes, I do. So we're gonna go over there Tuesday. I had to stop her prescriptions from going through CVS. I was told by the assisted living place, when Mom moved in, they told us that they would take care of all of her prescriptions. They even said, you don't even have to call and cancel anything. We'll take care of all of that. Well, that hasn't been the case, actually. I believed them, and then Mom had more medications coming in. If it's on auto ship, you will have to go in and cancel it. Well, they didn't tell me that. My words were, you won't have to do a thing. I had to call and cancel that this morning, and I was lucky that they took care of me. You know, I waived the POA card, and so they took care of me, and you gotta love life, huh? Those phone calls had just been building up, so I'm at Mom's now, and I've got a load of towels going. We defrosted her freezer, and we got rid of all the old yicky stuff that was in there. We had to go through the freezer and throw away stuff on Monday, so the trash guys would be there on Tuesday to do the pickup for that, so it wouldn't stink the neighborhood out. That was all a big job, but today I'm gonna be working in her chest of drawers, and then I'll be through with the bedroom, and then I can start working on her utility room, and then I can start working on the garage. I'm doing a load of laundry. You might can hear the wash behind me, because when we defrosted, we had to put a bunch of towels down, and so I'm washing those towels, and that should be hopefully the last load here that I'll be doing at the house. See you in the utility room, because most of the stuff in this dresser drawer is like hosiery and underwear, and I can tell you what, none of you are gonna want to see that. Woo! Life is kind of wearing me out, y'all. I went from exhaustion to just kind of frustration, I guess, because things are starting to break at the house, and it's like I'm to the point where questioning whether I even want to live in my own house anymore. There's just a lot of things breaking. The latest, neither garage door is working, and I found a leak in the bathroom. We have one of the three bathrooms we can't use. The gutters have been horrible for years, and I actually think that is why the ceiling in the bathroom has a leak in it when you look up. The usable bathroom that we use. The ice maker quit. Yeah, the garage door and the ice maker, they just kind of sent me over the edge. I don't know. It's this retirement thing, and you're wanting to hold on to your investment money for later years in case you need it. So we're trying to spread ourselves thin. You know, we've had electrical work. We've been saying, oh, we're so close to doing the electrical work. We have been wanting to do the electrical work for, I'm gonna just lay it on the line and say 8 to 10 years it's been on the list, and I've given up on that one. We were getting so close that I almost bought the fan that we need to replace. We have fans in both the den and the sunroom that you just really can't use because the lights or the fan won't work appropriately, and I've been wanting to get that. I'm not even gonna mention that the bathroom and kitchen could definitely stand a remodel. We've been wanting to do some things in there for a long time, and we get so close and then something happens, and you know, then retirement happened and the insurance is expensive and all that. And my question is, do we need to sell the house and live in an apartment? Maybe. I mean, do we need to live in a house if we can't keep it up? So I'm a little frustrated over that right now, and I'm trying to be patient. I've been praying. So I know this is a chatty vlog, and some of these vlogs just have been, and I appreciate you guys because, you know, I've been able to kind of vent and talk to you when I don't really have anybody else to talk to that I can talk to, or that wants to listen, or that has time to listen. Everybody's busy. And if you're upset or you're negative, nobody wants to hear that. And so I'm venting to you guys. I'm really trying to be positive. It's just we have a lot of negativity happening to us and around us. I honestly don't have a lot of good things to say, except that I think that we are making progress, and I think we are knocking our socks off for Mom to have her set up perfectly. And what more could you ask, right? So I'm gonna get busy and get to working and see if we can't make some more progress. So this was in Mom's china cabinet, and it's Miss Fancy, her poodle, her white one, and it's a Christmas ornament. So I'm going to take this home and put it on our tree because we want to remember Fancy, and I just can't let this go. Fancy lived with us for a little while, and this looks just like her. And so we'll put her on our tree. She's actually buried in our backyard because Mom was living with us, or was living up here with us when Fancy passed, and it was just the right thing to do to put Fancy with all of our other pets in the backyard. So she's a part of us and always will be. So now that the washer has finished washing the load of towels, I can actually show you guys and film the utility room. This is the little closet right by her washer and dryer. You can tell I've cleaned out this part already, but mainly just kind of pulling everything out and putting it somewhere else in the house. If there's any memorabilia, of course, I'll keep it. Trying to put the kitchen stuff in the kitchen, you know, and just kind of keep things in their areas. Some things I'm taking to the garage, but thought I'd give you a closer look. I mean, really, I'm just kind of sort of trying to group things together. Like I'm trying to get all the books in one place, all the cookbooks in one place, all the kitchen items in one place. And there's just some things that need to be thrown away. She didn't take those meds with her, and I don't know what to do with them. You know, at this point, they're taking care of all that. So, well, this is an interesting find. My great grandparents are mentioned in here, as well as my grandfather and his brothers. And it tells people's stories of their experience. You know, this is going to be an interesting read. I mean, I'm not really interested in wartime stuff, so to speak, but I think I could read this. You know, there's people in there I know. And then this one is the Civil War in Murray County. This is where I grew up. So these are stories from my county regarding that time. Well, yeah, we're keeping this. Didn't even know our family had that. Okay, so it is Saturday morning now, and I've decided not to go work at Mom's villa house, and I've also decided not to go to her assisted living unit today. I need a day off. We did spend some time with family this week. You know, even on top of that, we did spend time working at the house. So we made a lot of good progress this week. I'm really happy to say that. We're almost to the garage. We're about to get this thing done. And even yesterday, Mom was saying, I need something from my bathroom. And I'm like, too late. So we've got to get the house sold to keep supporting her cause. I am really enjoying this morning, and I've been working some in our house for once. It feels really good. You know, it's been probably over 2 weeks. I may have had an hour here or there to do laundry. Might have cleaned up the kitchen a time or two, and my arms are getting tired. I'll show you some things that I've been working on today. Here is just a little bit of fourth decor. The weather is starting to get really hot, and when it starts to get into the 90s, as it's going to be in the next week or so, we're not going to be able to eat in the sunroom anymore because there is no AC out there. So we're all set up now for summer. Just want to show you that these are Mom's placemats. She also had green ones, but I just decided I didn't want the green ones. Really like the blue ones. So I did also bring this runner because it fit my table really well. Most of the runners are really, really long, and then you can't put a place setting on the other end when you need to. So I was very happy to see that Mom had this. This is a very old little vase, and Mom didn't take it with her. And honestly, I don't think she would have room now at this point, but very happy with that. I don't have a lot of fourth decor, but I just thought the airplanes were appropriate. I kept thinking of the Wright brothers and America's history when I put that out. I am anxious to get back into my long Bible study. It would have been really nice to have been able to study about patience in the book of Job during this process, but I did have to revert to a daily Bible Devo through YouVersion on my phone so that I could quickly have the Word of God in my back pocket as I went through the day. And this 45-minute version to an hour of deep study has to wait until we're back in a normal routine again. All right, one thing that I got from Mom's that I'm able to use is her utensils, because I really like hers better than mine. When my grandmother passed, I actually had hers, which was that right there, because we were desperate for more silverware. Mine was getting old. We also have this one. I do like these, and I am going to keep these. So I'm going to have these and Mom's, and then I'll have what we need. And I'm just going to go ahead and let these go that were my grandmother's. I just like the plain ones better than the black, and if we're having to mix and match here and there, I think it'll be better to have the plain. But thank you, Nanny, for this, and we're gonna pass it on and let somebody else have them. And I'm excited to have this tray because we can now put it in here and get rid of the boxes and kind of reorganize this with our knives. Maddie is enjoying the sunroom, and I need to move this chair back. She likes to sit in the sun right here, but it's getting really hot today, so I'm gonna have to close everything off. Cody and Katie brought back this shelf that had been in storage at his grandmother's. It once lived right here in this corner, and I'm probably gonna put it back there because I really liked it there, and we had all of our cookbooks right there. So I think I'm gonna swap these two back out because that's gonna look much better over here. It is not as sturdy as it once was, so we may actually have to secure it against the wall somehow so it doesn't fall over on someone or a dog. So that's a future project. I did get the shelf in here and out of the way for now. We also need to hang these up, which I will put right there more than likely. Well, actually, I'll wait until I move the shelf and then we can stagger them. That's what we'll do. All right, Maddie Sue, she's in waiting pose. I think she's waiting to see if she's gonna have a lap, and the answer is no, because I have so much to do and I'll be on my feet probably until way after lunch. Okay, I haven't figured out where to put this yet, but I absolutely loved this basket that came from Mom's. It was in her utility closet. I will find a place for it because I just absolutely love it. It's kind of like a whitewashed kind of basket. I also brought this book home because this is my mother's maiden name, and I don't think Mom has even read the book yet, so I'll have to read it and tell her about it. We both thought that the writing would probably be too small for her eyes. All right, here's a couple of books that I brought from Mom's. Like, I remember her having this cookbook sitting about, and there's so many recipes in here and notes and even probably pictures. I don't even know. She's got so many things stuck in here. News clippings. So we'll take a look at that. But I also brought this one home, Savannah Specters and Other Strange Tales. I guess it's ghost stories. So maybe at Halloween I will read these things, and perhaps the next time we go to Savannah, we'll actually look some of these places up. That would be kind of fun to do. Just showing you guys kind of behind the scenes what I've been working on. I also brought this picture home. I just thought that the colors go well here in our house. I will be putting it in a different place, but right now I just put it up here with the other pictures. But I do think that it would be pretty like on the bookshelf, or you know, sitting in other places in the house to decorate with, or maybe even to put flowers in at times. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited to welcome that to the household. I just thought it was really pretty. I think everybody is in relax mode right now. George is actually in work mode though. He is finishing up the yard. I was just wanting to add just a little bit of a 4th of July flair to the decor here in the den, so I added the red carnation and the flag. I mean, like I say, I've been kind of trying to put our house back together because we have been so busy in the last 2 weeks. I am very excited for things to slow down, and I appreciate you guys going along on this very chatty journey with us. All right, so we'll see what happens next week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Give me a like. Don't forget to comment. Let me know what you thought about today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.